Hey everyone, Mr. Happy here, coming to you bright and early to go over a new post on Final Fantasy XIV's official blog. I don't post videos about the official blog often, but that's how you know that I thought it was worth it when I actually do make the video. This is a preview for the upcoming Rising seasonal event. Normally, this is just our yearly anniversary event. Most years it's like 10 to 15 minutes of, here's some heartfelt messages from Yoshi P, something regarding the Wandering Minstrel, and some cool rewards. However, we have had mini games in the past, stuff like Cheap Dungeon. I just largely don't expect that stuff. But this year's a special year. It's the 10th anniversary, and while I still didn't think we were going to get too much, seems this blog post has to prove me wrong, because there are quite a few things in this blog post, so let's get to it. So the post begins with Minorine talking about their time with Final Fantasy XIV playing since Dreams of Ice and reminding you to get your Power Rangers outfit from the Moonfire Fair event. That ends Saturday, August 26th at 7:59 a.m. PDT. And just a day later, we will have the Rising seasonal event, as well as the Moogle Tombstone event, don't forget. And they also say, it's been a decade, so we've prepared some special stuff, a special celebration to show our gratitude to all our Warriors of Light. So let us all reflect on our journey we've taken this far and enjoy the time together. Now, the first bit here I've already gone over in another video. It's just the start time, midnight at, August 27th, Sunday, August 27th, until the release of patch 6.5. Starts in Ul'dah over with Kipijakia as it normally does. And then we get into the actual details of the event. So first of all, the Land Reborn Orchestrion Roll and Palm from the Heavens Orchestrion Roll. Two rewards that you can get that in my original video, I was like, I don't know what those are from, but those have to be from something Rising specific, because Palm from the Heavens sounds like Torn from the Heavens, except with a Moogle. And so I didn't really know what to expect. However, they confirm that these Orchestrion Rolls are brand new, and they play in a mini game that you can enjoy after completing the seasonal event. So we are getting another mini game added for a Rising event. It's been so many years, and it was for a time. Every Rising was like, oh, we got to go to the development floor for 14, we got this mini game with Cheap Dungeon, and then they all just kind of got really standard. So it's nice to get something that feels, I don't know, a bit more like those olden days, which is maybe what they're going for with this one. But yes, these Orchestrion Rolls will be brand new, so we'll be hearing them for the first time in the next few days. You also have your new furnishing, the Scion painting, or drawing, or whatever you want to call it, which you can also buy from the Rising vendor with, you got Papalymo on his fat chocobo on the left. I like that. I didn't even notice the fat chocobo. It's a Realm Reborn red, I believe, right there. Nice detail. New mount, Rising Phoenix. Now, I thought this looked cool in the preview, but apparently I hadn't noticed something. You get a mount, you get a mount, we all get a mount. Take a good look at this mount. Notice anything in particular? I hadn't. If you notice no one is riding it, you have quite the keen eye. You become the Phoenix. First you became the Phoenix Riser, Moonfire Fair, and now you become the Phoenix itself. How cool is that? I actually do kind of like the idea of riding on a mount, but at the same time, the idea of becoming a Phoenix is pretty cool. So the fact that it is turn 12 as a mount, Binding Coil turn 12 as a mount, and we are becoming that, fitting given the symbolism behind the Phoenix from the Binding Coils. But, in case you haven't done the story, I'd recommend go do that. Go do that before this happens. Furthermore, the Rising Phoenix features a unique action called a Flame Reborn. Giant fiery explosion. Let me tell you, that explosion is going to be all over hunt trains for like a week after this event comes out. So I hope you're ready to see this a lot. If you're someone like me who goes to those hunt trains. Granted, I'll be in Armored Core at the time, so we'll see. So there's more. We do have the seasonal event, but there's also special messages and the minigame, as they mentioned earlier. You'll be able to read messages someone wrote to those who survived the 7th Umbral Calamity, so be sure to give them a read. I love that. I love having those little bits of bits and bobs from NPCs in the game, or at least I'm assuming it's from NPCs in the game. It says someone, but, I guess we'll find out when the 27th rolls around. Minigame, Koopo Adventure. Give instructions to a Moogle to bounce balls to target and defeat enemies. Here's what it looks like. So very rudimentary game. What was this game called? What was the game? Oh, it's so old at this point. Where you just fired like a colored ball. Peggle? Was it Peggle? Is this Peggle? Is this Pommel? It's Pommel. There you go. Yeah, I don't think it's exactly like that because it looks like it's got more RPG elements. You have individual actions. You have BP, which I assume are bounce points since you're bouncing balls. You have HP, MP. I'd assume if they go all the way from the left to the right and reach you, that you would actually take damage in this particular case. So a little more involved, but at the same time, you know, it just seems to be the case. I'd assume these crystals explode because, look, there's a big explosion there. Doesn't seem to have a health bar. This is a 1-1-1-1, so I assume all those have 1 HP. And given that we know the orchestrion rolls are from that minigame, I'd assume the Land Reborn is like the normal music, and Palm from the Heavens is like the boss music or something like that. But either way, those are both from this, and this will, I'd assume, would get added to our toy chest after the event. But all the same, they said the game is addicting. It's so fun it may distract me from my adventures. No, I'm like 12 weeks plus into the raid tier. It's not distracting me from anything. It's just my new adventure. Thank you very much. The special messages and minigame will be available from NPCs marked with the 10th anniversary icon above their head. Finally, a new quest series is being added to the game for the 10th anniversary. There will be a new quest related to Louis-Sois Le Veilleur from Nanaji and Ul'dah Steps of Nald. To accept this quest, you need to have a level 50 Disciple of War or Magic and have completed the main scenario quest, The Ultimate Weapon. In other words, just beat 2.0's base storyline. The quest is a great refresher for those already familiar with Louis-Sois, and also great for adventurers who may be unfamiliar with them, so be sure to check it out. Now, this quest is actually not part of the Rising event. It's actually going to be permanently added to the game. So this will always be a nice little lore tidbit for people to get into before they do the Binding Coil, after they do the Binding Coil, as soon as they finished it, whatever. It's just another piece of lore and story that's just being put into the game. And that appears to be it for our Rising seasonal event. So a little bit more involved. Again, I had just thought it was going to be a quick 10-15 minute whatever with a more particular message, but I'm glad to be proven wrong because the Rising used to be something that I would look forward to things exactly like this for that event. And it hasn't been that way in quite some time. I would only hope it would be the norm from now on, but I bet next year we go back to the heartfelt message, which is always great, but, you know, stuff like this is always a little bit easier to get excited about. And hopefully we'll usher in a very fun next year as we wait for Dawn Trail whenever that's actually going to be releasing. Anyway, that's going to be a wrap for this video. Be sure to like, favorite, subscribe, and share. Don't forget to get your Moonfire Fair rewards before that goes away in the next couple of days. And then don't forget to get all of your Rising stuff when that comes around in a few more days. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see all of you in the next video. And until then, take care.